I just wanted to show you guys a couple of knives that I made that I think turned out pretty good. For example, like this Bowie here. It's W2 steel, and I cut it out of, I got it from Speedy Metals, and I ordered the width and thickness that I wanted. Just kind of cut my shape out there, ground it with grinders, bench grinders, belt sanders, and this one's kind of cool because the handle is buffalo horn chew toy from PetSmart and Tractor Supply. You polish that out, it looks like glass. It's really cool. Now, I tempered this one originally in water. Now I'm using Parks 50 so that it's less likely that I'll crack it. And the center of it is soft. The edge and the back half are hard. I used Satanite clay to put on there. It works really well for me. I've become fascinated with Japanese swords. I got a couple of them, and I've just tried to make what I can't afford, pretty much, really. That's my name there in kanji, and I've put it under these other ones here that I've made, just like a Japanese sword with the pin in it there. And this is the W2 also, and you can, I mean, that's a 12-inch ruler. You can see the length of it there. Both of these two are finished after stones and sandpaper and grinding with the traditional Japanese finger stones to bring out the pattern, the temper. And you can see this one turned out pretty cool. See if you can see that. It's pretty wild all the way down. See if I can shine the light right. Having a little bit of trouble bringing that out there with this light. As you can I think you can kind of get the idea there. Can you see that? Really wild. Really cool. Kind of learned how to wrap them. That's ray skin on the handle, just like Japanese swords. And I mean, some of these pieces here are fake Chinese kind of things that I fit to it that look kind of cool. That's the chisel that I hardened to write my name on the blades underneath where they go traditionally under there. A lot of people think this is really cool. So you can see I put a temper in there, and that's an axe blade. I put a temper in there like a Japanese sword. I mean, I know that's not very practical, but I just think it looks really cool. I cut that out of an old farm axe, just like this. See, I found that at a scrapyard for nothing. I found this one. We were cleaning out a shed. It was buried in the dirt. And you can see I put chalk on there. That's how I want to carve those out. See, I've got one there that I carved out. Finish it up, clean it up. I think it'll look cool. A little one there that was chipped on the blade, and I cut it way back, and I think I fixed it. And see, I've got one here that it had a really wide blade in the front, and it gave me a lot of room to work with to make like a Viking bearded axe, which I think looks really cool. This thing here, this was a Tractor Supply little cheapo knife, and a farmer gave me a big deer antler, and I wanted to put a cool handle on that. And it turned out pretty cool. I'm just going for the cool factor here. It fits really well, it looks nice. Now, because that's stainless steel, and I still like them. I like that pattern. What I did is I put fingernail polish on the edge of that, and then I dipped it in ferric chloride to make it look like it's got a pattern there. So that's really a fake pattern, just kind of make the blade look a little cooler. But my main project there was the deer antler handle, which turned out really good. I'm happy with that. This one here actually started off as a cheap 1045 carbon steel Chinese fake Japanese sword, and it was a full sword, and it actually cracked when I tempered it in water, but it left a really cool pattern, and I was able to make a neat knife out of it. And this is an old piece right here. I put some old fittings on it, and I made a handle for it and wrapped it, and all these pieces are really cool. There's some that's a little Chinese cheap thing, but these other pieces are cool. You can see there's like you probably can't see it, but there's a pig on there. That didn't come out very good. But anyhow, it tempered really well. Makes a neat knife the way it's sitting now. This one here was also cut out of this same block of W2 steel, and I got a really cool pattern out of it. It's a Wakazaki, probably not pronounced right, but 20-inch blade, and I actually fit a Chinese, that little brass piece there. I kind of reverse engineered it and fit that brass piece to the metal itself, because I figured that'd be easier for me to make the blade than that brass piece there, and then fit together other pieces that I could come across that they're not old, they look cool, and the handle actually came off of a cheaper sword, so I didn't even wrap that or make that handle at all, so it fit on there. I made it fit on there. It's pretty cool. This thing here, this was a deer antler that I found, and that is an SKS. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Well, anyhow, took that off an SKS. There was a hole in there, and I put that aluminum screw through the hole that was in there. That was actually one of my first little knife project things there. SKS bayonet finally came to me. It's not sharp at all, it's a bayonet, but I had that antler and I had that little bayonet left over, and that was pretty cool. But just made some things and wanted to share some ideas. Oh, I forgot. This thing here, this was a project too. That's also a chew toy, I think from an elk. It's really big, from PetSmart. And this piece here is another piece of buffalo horn for that piece right there. That's aluminum. And then I fit that little piece right there that I had, little Chinese sword piece there. And it was kind of an experiment, because I took a lawnmower blade, folded it over like a taco, and I set a file in it and was able to hammer it closed. And you can kind of see the line there. The line sticking out is the actual file, and the outside of it is the lawnmower blade. I just kind of hammered it out. I'm kind of surprised that it stuck, and it's kind of bulky, looks kind of weird, but it was a cool project.